Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me. We're going to just take a few more seconds to allow people to join, and then we'll get right in the rhythm of things. Happy Wednesday. Happy Self-Care Wednesday. Happy Wellness Wednesday. I hope your day has been going nothing short but amazing. So tonight we are going to continue in our restorative yoga style practice. So I invite you to grab blocks, pillows, bolsters, whatever you have to aid in holding the poses in an extended amount of time. Because in a restorative practice, generally you hold the pose for 5 to 10 minutes, but because we are in a 30-minute class, it was closer to 2 to 4 minutes. So any accommodations or variations, I invite you to take them as we embark on this journey tonight. Really taking a focus on our wellness, checking in with ourselves mentally, physically, emotionally. And that's going to be the intention that we set for tonight. Your wellness, Wellness Wednesday. What wellness means to you, what wellness looks like to you. So thank you for showing up in this form of wellness, of physical exercise, mental health reset during this Mental Health Awareness Month. Okay, as I stated, we'll be going through some poses and holding them in an extended amount of time, whatever you need to do to make them more comfortable. I will talk through a few variations, but I am not going to talk through them all. But again, whatever you need to be comfortable or whatever is going to make tonight's practice better for you, I invite you. But before we begin, I invite you to take the easy seated pose. And here I invite you to close your eyes. And just take a few minutes to release your day, leaving it exactly where it is. Imagining yourself on a beach with the bright sun hitting your toes. And if that's not an awesome image for you, a mountain, a valley, a creek, or even just simply your home, whatever is comfortable for you, and imagining being as comfortable as you can be, whatever environment makes you feel most comfortable, envisioning whatever that looks like for you. And together we're going to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Last time, deep breath in and a deep breath out. Whenever you're ready, I invite you to add some motion in your wrist, rotating them clockwards or counterclockwise. Not sure what your profession is, but we all use our hands, so it's always important to give them the extra care that they need and often don't get. You can go front to back as well. And if it's available to you, to take your left hand and put it over your right hand, bending your fingers back lightly. Just keep creating a deepened stretch in your wrist. And when you're ready, you can switch over to your opposite hand. Nothing too intense, just kind of like a bounce back. Okay. And when you're ready, you can put your left hand to a 90-degree angle, bringing over your right arm. And you're going to take a gaze over your left shoulder. And here we're just creating a deeper stretch in our shoulders, releasing whatever additional tension that we have here. We're going to windmill, coming over to the opposite side, taking a gaze over your right shoulder. And again, taking a deep breath here, remembering that your day is done and the fun is beginning. Okay? And from here, I invite you to rotate your neck from left to right. front to back. You can also add in some circular motions, clockwise and counterclockwise. And again, at whatever pace, this is kind of self-guided. So for some people, they might be moving faster while others are moving slower. The slower you create these rotations, the deeper the stretch allows you to go. And again, I invite you to bring up some organic movement. Okay? And when you're ready, you can lift your right hand up to the ceiling, bring it over to the left hand side of your head, and bringing your left hand towards your right shoulder, creating an elongated stretch. Again, focusing on that neck and those shoulders. And when you're ready, you're going to come one to the opposite side. So you're going to lift up your left hand, put it on the right side of your head. Again, creating that deeper stretch in your neck, your shoulders. And for some people, it might just be most comfortable to stay in stillness, while others create some motion going forward and back while in this pose or stretch. My apologies. Okay. And when you're ready, I invite you to bring your feet out in front of you, hands down to your side, and just kind of paddle out your feet, creating some motion in your ankles. Go left to right. And also a circular motion. Again, we're just taking a deepened stretch here. Okay? So our first pose tonight is going to be our child's pose. And this is where we're going to begin our restorative practice. The child's pose is the most common resting pose in the yoga practice. And I'm going to first demonstrate and walk through while providing some variations if need be. So with the child's pose, you're going to come to your knees. You're going to come to your knees and you're going to sit your butt to the heels of your feet. And from here, you're going to open your legs, hips width apart. And again, this is where I invite you to have a blanket if you have one. And we're going to come on down. And again, your arms can be to the front of you, to the side of you, whatever is most comfortable for you tonight. And we will be here for about 3 minutes. And again, while you're here, the focus is your wellness, leaving your day behind, and remembering that we always come first. final minute. So this is where you need to make any additional adjustments. I invite you to do that before we go on to our next pose. Ready? I invite you to come back to sitting with your butt on the heels of your feet, and we're going to lay on our back with our knees bent and our feet as far from our butt so we can touch them with our fingertips. If you have a block, you will need one, and if you don't, that's fine too. We are going to go into a supported bridge pose, and in a supported bridge pose, you can also just come into an unsupported bridge pose if you don't have the blocks. And again, it's going to be with your knees bent as far away as your butt, with your feet, with your hands touching your feet. And you can just, the variation would be to just lay out with, you can use cactus arms, hands on your stomach. Now, for the sake of the pose, tonight we're doing the supported bridge, and if you have it, you can come. I recommend sideways rather than upright, because in an upright position, it's just going to be a little bit taller, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So if it's available to you, go ahead and just start going sideways. And again, we're going to be here an extended amount of time, and I would just invite you to really focus on deep belly breathing while you're here. Again, with your hands on your stomach if that's an option for you. So if you have pillows, blankets, blocks, again, we're going to put them towards the sacrum, which is the lowest part of our back, right before our butt, to come into our supported bridge. If you have pillows, you can use pillows, again, blankets, and if you don't have anything, which is fine, you can just lay flat and still focus on the intention, which would be the deep belly breathing. So again, we'll be here for about 2 to 3 minutes. And again, here, just focusing on your deep belly breathing. 30 seconds here. So make whatever adjustments you need, whether it's removing your block, removing your pillow, coming flat, if that's what's going to be most comfortable to you tonight. And then the final 10 seconds, I invite you to repeat in your head or out loud, whatever is available to you, deep belly breathing. Deep belly breathing. Deep belly breathing. The repetition just simply allows for your mind to focus on the intention set, which was the deep belly breathing, to create extra air within your lungs, filling up your rib cage as full as possible. In order to maximize your deep breathing. So when you're ready, you can remove your prop if you have it. And you can just put it on to the side with your knees still bent. You have a prop. Again, we're going back to our blocks if you have them, pillows, blankets, or with this pose, which is the recline bound angle pose. You don't need any props, so you can also go ahead and give it a swing without. And we're going to simply just bring our feet together. And again, this is a variation without the blocks. This is with the blocks if you have a difficulty opening up your hips. And again, we'll be here for 2 to 3 minutes. So I invite you to use whatever prop you have if need be. In here, we're still going to focus on our deep belly breathing, filling up our rib cage as much as possible, taking a deep breath out while we're here. Okay, in your final 30 seconds, again, just focus on your deep belly breathing. Taking a deep breath in and letting it out. Taking a deep breath in and letting it out. Last time, a deep breath in and a deep breath out. When you're ready, you can bring your knees back in an upright position. And now we're going to bring our knees to our chest. And this is going to allow us to get a deeper stretch in our lower back. And you can do whatever is comfortable here. Again, we will be holding it, so if it's available to you, to put your hands around your calves, not your knees, because you don't want to add any extra stress. But if not, the variation would be to just have your feet flat on the ground with your knees bent. And if they are on the ground, I invite you to come into cactus arms or coming back into your deep belly breathing, whichever is most comfortable to you. In your last minute here, I invite you to bring your knees closer to your chest and really giving yourself a big hug for every way you've shown up for yourself today, this week, this month, this year. Every accomplishment, every lesson, every mistake. Again, really focusing on this self-care, on this Wellness Wednesday. Really giving yourself a big hug here before we come into our final pose for tonight, which is going to be our happy baby. So from here, you're going to extend your legs out, grabbing your big toes or the outside of your feet. And again, we will be holding it. So if it's more comfortable to add motion, I invite you to do so. And obviously, like, I don't suggest doing it for like a full 2 to 3 minutes. But in the beginning or in the end, I definitely invite you. And while you're here, really just thanking yourself and for showing up tonight first and foremost. But every other way you've shown up for yourself throughout the day. Before we come into our final pose for tonight. And remembering to leave your day behind. okay. You're in your final 30 seconds. Focusing on your breathing. And when you're ready, you can bring your feet together, sending them straight back to the floor. And here I invite you to participate in some windshield wipers. Just to stretch out our legs a little bit from holding the poses. And as we prepare to come in our final Shavasana for the night, I invite you to grab your blanket or whatever prop is going to make you most comfortable as we prepare to close our practice. And in your final Shavasana, that's just coming into your corpse pose with your feet hip width apart, legs straight, your arms out wide in a comfortable position. And I invite you to close your eyes and really just focusing on closing your practice. Whenever you're ready, I invite you to awaken your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, rolling over to your favorite side. Taking a few deep breaths here. And when you're ready, placing your hand down, allowing you to come back up into your easy seated pose. And as we close our practice tonight, again, thank you for showing up and showing up for yourself on this Wellness Wednesday. I hope something that I said tonight resonated with you and brings you back not only next week, but makes your night better as well as your week. And you can bring your hands to heart center and namaste.